First, we're going to perform a completely arbitrary artistic exercise. And the premise of this exercise is that you're trying to connect with your body, and you're also learning that you need to be completely unattached to any of the outcomes of your practice. So the first step in this exercise is that we are going to perform any arbitrary exercise. I'm going to do 30 push-ups. I'm going to sit and take note of how I feel with my eyes closed for a minute after I've done that exercise, and I will vocalize some of the sensations that I'm feeling, some that may be familiar to you. You might have your own path here. And then immediately following that, we are going to draw with an easy medium. I'm using Conchi crayon on paper, and we are going to do it entirely with our eyes closed. And the objectives of this are to understand that an artistic practice and a fitness practice is primarily about exercising your right to move your body, connecting with your body, and also removing any attachment to the outcome of your practice. So here we go. I'm gonna do my push-ups. And now that I've finished my push-ups, I'm gonna sit with that feeling for about a minute. And it helps to focus on your breath while you're doing this. You might notice that you have an elevated heart rate. Maybe you're feeling tense or anxious. I'm personally feeling excited. And if you're in the artistic headspace, you might find that there are certain forms that come to you. I am really uncertain of what I might draw, and I'm trying to take a note of some of the subjects that have been in my mind lately. So I've been thinking a lot about birds. So I might just scribble around some birds with my eyes closed. After I've sat with it for a moment, I'm going to take my medium here. Again, I have a drawing here. It doesn't matter. I'm going to do this with my eyes closed, and I'm going to pay attention to how I feel while I'm drawing it. So I'm going to be drawing for maybe a minute, maybe two, maybe three, taking note of how I feel while I'm drawing it, and then sitting with it. Before I even look at the drawing, I'm going to sit with that feeling and feel if I've made any forms come to life. And the important thing to recognize while you're doing something like this is that you have the agency to do whatever you want. You're not really concerned about any of the lines that I'm drawing in particular. I'm just focused on how it feels to actually draw some lines. What is my arm doing? What is the rest of my body doing? Am I sad? Did I draw a sad face? I don't know. Maybe I am sad. Maybe I'm happy, actually. Let's see, I feel like I've got some paper down here, maybe. I guess I'm drawing faces. So sit with that for a moment and recognize, without even opening your eyes, the fact that you were able to create and you don't know what the outcome was. All that you did was focus on your connection, your mind's connection with your body, and the agency that you had flowing through you to be able to create something. And I very clearly, now that I'm looking at this, am going to reflect on the things that I created. So it's interesting because I have a lot of squiggles here. I have maybe an interesting face here. I have a bird, and I have an eyeball here. I might decide, I'm actually kind of happy with this, and I do want to continue to see what we've got. Maybe I continue. Maybe I have some bird forms here. Feel free to play around with it. Now we wipe it away, and we need to make an exercise in impermanence throughout our creative practice. So recognize that what you've done was not about the actual result that you made. Instead, it was about your body's creation and your connection with your arm, with your brain as you were creating these forms. So now that I've sat with that, I might feel a certain way. I might think, okay, that was great. Maybe it wasn't great. Maybe I'm sad that I was completely unable to draw a face. And once I've performed more of my original exercises, I'm going to sit and reflect on how I feel in my body. Maybe I in doing another set of those exercises and feeling less tight or less anxious than I was moments ago. Maybe I'm now feeling less excited and I'm feeling dejected about my artistic abilities. Whatever in the wide availability of sensations that may arise from your subconscious, don't linger on them. Think about it. Be happy that you had that feeling, because that is the feeling that you will use to guide your taste and your practice through the remainder of this entire exercise. Again, I'm going to sit with my thoughts and my sensations. Perhaps this time you can pick up on the fact that you had a stark change in how you felt before you did the exercise and then after the exercise. And I'm noting in myself that after that first round of push-ups, I was tired, I was out of breath. After that second round, I feel almost more exhausted physically, but I feel clear mentally. And you'll notice those gradations along how you feel. Doing exercises, maybe you feel less stressed out each time that you do them. Perhaps new sensations arise to you. You might feel tightness from sitting on the ground or at your workstation. And again, we continue. This time I'm totally just focused on not even creating forms, but simply thinking about how my arm is moving and how my body is flowing. I feel like my arms are more limber and loose this time. Letting my body guide, I might do something entirely different. And now after I finish my drawing, I am focused on the fact that I had learned some new techniques that arose from nowhere. They came straight from my brain. In the previous drawing, I wasn't doing any like quick dashed lines where that felt organic to me and my arm in this moment. I feel like my ability to draw with my eyes closed actually even improved between the first time that I did it and the second time that I did it. So I'm taking note that this was a change that was led by my body, and it was something that I was able to take away even just between the first 2 minutes that I performed this exercise. I also might note that there are some shocking things happening here. I feel like I have a man who's drowning and he's being swallowed by a wave on a beautiful day where there's maybe a boat off in the distance, and I don't know what this means. I'm taking note that there are no good things or bad things. There are no right and wrong actions in behaving through your body. Perhaps this means that I have something that is in my subconscious that wants to be out, and I'm paying deliberate attention to the feeling that I'm having while I do this exercise. And again, we remember that it is completely impermanent, and we will continue.